What a week, man. I don't even know where to start. I don't. But welcome to episode 55 of the weekly comic wrap up. That's where we'll start. Thank you guys for tuning in. But guys, holy moly, San Diego Comic-Con, Deadpool, tons of news. And guys, sports is starting soon, so that's also a plus. But we're going to get into all the fun stuff. I know everyone's freaking out. They saw what happened at San Diego Comic-Con. I was going to play the video, but I think everybody's seen it by now. It seems to be the big talk. But there's a lot of other cool stuff that came out of San Diego Comic-Con, so stick around because we're going to talk about that. But that big news that dropped, I immediately thought to myself, who should I get to talk about this with? And the man is one of the biggest Iron Man collectors, biggest Robert Downey Jr. lover, and he's also my hermano, NEWBIE.
What's going on? What's happening?
Not much. You?
Not much, man. Huge day in DC. Studios. You said Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, dude. My bad. DC changed their logo, so I thought that's what we were talking about. Sorry, my bad. But what's up?
Yeah. Not much, man, and we will talk about that too. But yeah, man, dude, big week, San Diego Comic-Con, Deadpool. I want to shout out. There's 2 chats on Telegram now. I've managed to pull you into Telegram, which yes. I'm happy about. But
yes,
there's the Latvarian chat, which we have it titled, and then we got Comic Book Corner, where there's a ton of us collectors in there, and I would say we're well over like 140 people in the chats, and always, updating each other. And I had the opportunity to get together with a few of those, collectors within the chat, some friends within the chat. And we met up. We went for pre-drinks, went to a place called Shaker. We had to get the pre-game on, you know what I mean, for Deadpool. And yeah.
I never got the message. Sorry. I just
sorry
reset it.
Okay.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Hey, listen, you enjoy going to empty theaters for some reason. I don't know what's going on, bro. What are you doing? Yeah, exactly.
Man, people like, it's funny because I went in, I was with a buddy of mine, and I went in and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I got to take this real quick." Because there was actually people coming like behind us, and I was like, "I got to get this in quick," because I didn't want to like have people in the back. But like, I just find it so funny when I do it. And then that's why I like, private messaged like at the end of the show, like the theater actually being like, full, because people think I live in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, it's always funny to me.
I was positive you were like some VIP. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he reserves the theater to himself. He's one of those. He drops like 5 Gs. He rents up all the seats.
No, man. Even if I was rich enough to do that, I probably wouldn't. I'd be like, damn, that could have been like a Turok 1 or something, like something like that. So
yeah. But look, I'm not gonna get into too much Deadpool talk later. But I do want to know, obviously, what was your you left there. What was your impression? What did you think of the movie?
I'd say a solid. I think I said in our chat. I think I said it like it was an 8.5. There were parts where it kind of had like Spider-Man vibes with like just like, okay, like, is this a Deadpool Wolverine movie, or is this like a movie? I don't want to spoil it. But it was really fun. Like right from the jump, you get like classic Deadpool, the laughs and things like that. Really, like I mean, it was rated R, right? So you got the language, you got the blood. It was there's a lot of fourth wall stuff. So yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was no She-Hulk. It was no the Marvels. So I had a good time.
Thank God. But yeah, it was a great movie. I enjoyed it, loved it from front to back. I know you gave it an 8.5. Man, I would give it a near perfect. That's how much I enjoyed it. Now, we had that question amongst us after the the viewing. We went on Thursday. No, actually, you went on Friday morning, right?
Friday at noon. Yeah.
Friday at noon. And immediately it was like, okay, now that Deadpool is complete, right? 1, 2, and 3. Is it in the top 5 favorite trilogies? And yeah, that was a hard debate.
That was, and there was like good information in there, but like I also like to think that, and it might be a surprise depending on who's in the chat. Like if AOA is in here, like I know it's going to be trouble. But like Captain America, it's got a decent trilogy. However, February 25th, 2025 is number 4, so it's out of the question just on a technicality, right? So
I guess.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But yeah, Deadpool definitely up there. I mean, Ant-Man, I'd throw out right away. Just me.
Yeah. But no, Deadpool was a ride. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it. I really enjoyed it. In fact, we'll talk a little bit about Deadpool within the hot topics, but we're not going to break down the movie. We're not spoiling anything. We're not doing any of that stuff because we have a lot of San Diego Comic-Con stuff to talk about. We have a lot of news that dropped this week. And of course, FOC market report. So let's get into it, noob. Let's say hi to the chat because Love for Comics was here first saying the thumbnail is badass. Now, I know that Derek was here as well because look at this comment. That's right. He's here to show off his infamous Iron Man #1 in a 9.8. Is it really there?
Yeah, it's right over there somewhere. I had like 6 copies, right? That was the book I really spec'd on like from the jump. So yeah, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for it.
Dude, I did Sundays and Tuesday shows with you. I know how much you love this book and obviously Riri Williams. But we got Phil in the house, man. What's going on, Phil? Phil, we miss you. But yeah, man, I appreciate you being here in the chat. And yeah, part of the Sunday lineup. This guy's in the chat. I don't know why. But yeah, Newbie Comics in the house. We got Constantino. What's going on, Constantino, bro? Appreciate you. I hope you guys had the opportunity to watch Deadpool. Everybody here in the chat. Because, man, the next day, dude, spoilers were flying. Yeah. Same day. Yeah. What am I saying? Yeah. Same day, dude.
That's why you have to go, like, right away.
It was nuts. Absolutely nuts. But Michael Baker's in the house. RDJ is Doom. Not sure how I feel about this. Okay, listen. We'll get into it. Maybe we'll convince you otherwise. But my wife forever and ever is in the house. Marissa, babe, love you. Thank you so much. I know you're watching from somewhere in the home, but I appreciate you. You got Comic Chic in the house. Yes, Doom. See, this guy's feeling the vibes. He's feeling the vibes, and I can't wait. We got Ozzy in the house. Ozzy, what's going on, bro? Yes, the countdown to Terrificon is on for sure. Dude, that's like what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks away, man.
Not bad, crazy. Not bad.
Crazy.
I said that I met up with some of the locals, some of the guys from the chat. Stess was one of them. The guy brought me a box of Binulatis, dude. Best. Oh, we ate it right at the theater.
Nice.
Like he brought the box. Yeah, we came out of Deadpool.
No, that's great. No, good for you guys.
Yeah, it's coming in the mail. I promise. It was just I shipped it late.
No, definitely. Yeah, can't in a post.
Yeah, but Lindman's in the house. What's going on, Lindman, man? Appreciate you being here. I saw this guy at the cinema. He saw it right before me, but Chia Pet's in the house. Yes, and I know he's pumped to talk some of that, Robert Downey Jr. stuff. We'll get to that, but Derek's in the house. What's going on, Derek, bro? Appreciate you swinging by. You got Pacino in the house. My brother Pacino, another guy who I watched the movie with. Sorry, noob. But yeah, man, Pacino knew the whole movie before going in, man. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Like
was he like the type that you're watching and he's like, yo, watch this, that's a killer, no, that's the bat, like
at all. He was so respectful, doesn't say a word, and he's just like anticipating it, and then I'll look over to him like, because I know some of the parts too. I'm like, yeah, people are gonna buzz now. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was even knowing bits and pieces, it was just so well executed. All right, I think hold up, we got Jason Carvalho in the house. Jason, man, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you being here. But yes, noob, let's kick off the show. I want to get through some of this stuff because I can't wait. I'm anticipating the big topics in the hot topics. But before we get into it, FOC, you ready, baby?
I was born ready. Let's go.
All right, guys, FOC selections of the week of July 29. Now, of course, guys, support Comic Nation. Go visit comicnation.us. If you are in the United States of America, you get 50% off of cover price, and you can get yourself an additional 5% off by using discount code Black Crown. Now, Canada, hold up, because Comic Legion's also in the house. Now, you get 20% off of cover price already, but you can get yourself an additional 5% off of your FOC order by using Enlist. So go visit comiclegion.ca and get your orders in. Now, whatever books we talk about tonight, you guys make of it what you will. No one's telling you to order this stuff. You just take this info. If you're into it, you pick it up. If you're not into it, skip it. So let's get into it. First pick up for grabs, Aliens vs. Avengers #1. This is the main cover, and you've got a crossover mini-series by Jonathan Hickman. Now, of course, Hickman. Anytime Hickman's tied to a title, I have faith, bro. I love everything Hickman puts out. But Avengers, Aliens, is this something you're interested in?
So I was reading this article about how, people get more offended with a thumbs down than a middle finger.
Yeah.
It's a thumbs down for me, man. I don't know. Aliens versus this, like, I don't know. Not for me. Definitely not for me. I respect the fact they put Iron Man in the center. Like that, but yeah, no, it's just not for me.
That's a favoritism thing for you here, but yeah, no, for the sake of Iron Man, I guess for newbie, this is a pickup. But I mean, if you're a fan of Aliens, I think this is a fun crossover. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this up for the sake of read. Nothing too crazy. I don't speculate on such stuff, but it is gonna be something I'm intrigued to read. That's pretty much it. But let's keep rolling because we have Batman Elmer Fudd special number 1. This is Noir Edition. Batman Day 2024 black and white reprint of the 2017 crossover. So this is a special reprint. I think the cover is neat. And so for myself, that would be just a straight cover grab.
Yeah, I was gonna say the art on this, the black and white, really looks good. A lot of detail in it as well. So it would just be strictly a cover buy for me.
Yeah. I dig it. I dig it. But hold up, because we have some more fun stuff. Destro number 3. Guys, I say it every week, man. I think, there's quite a few of us on, on YouTube, on Instagram. Everybody's pumping and talking about Energon Universe. And here we are, guys. We're getting the first full appearance and cover of the Energon Universe Chameleon. So you might want to pick this up if you are, interested in any of this stuff. Guys, G.I. Joe are coming, man. The G.I. Joe are coming. Let's do this.
G.I. Joe, Transformer, all that stuff is coming for sure. Yeah, I haven't really been into this. I know you're a big fan of this stuff. With the Energon and all that stuff. It's just a pass for me right now. Put my money somewhere else, man. But I'd love to hear how it turns out. The Chameleon. I mean, it looks dope. The art looks good. She is it a she? Yeah, there's she.
My God,
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm not reading it.
Next,
you're telling me a dude is wearing that suit? Come on.
Yeah. So I hope I'm gonna say it right, guys. Epitaphys from the Abyss.
You know what? When Hyper watches this, he'll correct you if you did it wrong. So
I think I did well. I think I did just well. But here's the cover A, first appearance of the Tormentor. Now I'm loving these because we've gotten a couple of. You're not into the horror stuff.
I am and I'm not. I mean, October 31st usually when I am, but other than that.
Oh, okay. So you're just a Halloween guy.
That's it, man. Just dress up.
There you go. But story again, Jason Aaron is tied to this. So of course I'm looking forward to this. And I think this is pretty neat. So if you haven't had the opportunity to pick up some of the other stuff that's come out related to, these horror books as of late, check them out because they're pretty cool. Now, I want to show you this because Incredible Hulk Annual number 1. This is the main cover. First appearance of World Mind. Dude, I'm catching up. I'm catching up on my Hulk stuff, and again, it is getting better. There was a little phase where it was starting to die a little bit for me. Wasn't enjoying certain parts, but now I'm back on. So, Incredible Hulk Annual. Looking forward to this one. I know you're seeing first appearance World Mind. You're like, who the heck is this? Whatever. Besides the point, for the sake of read so far, Incredible Hulk's been great.
Some of the names they come up with some of these characters, little, suspects sometimes. It looks like Hulk went to California for like 6 months and grew out his hair. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, like artistically. I don't know. I might just wait for you to tell me because usually you kind of give me the heads up on some of the Hulk stuff. I've, no lie, I've kind of bought most of my Hulk stuff based off of you in the past. So I'll probably just wait for you to tell me.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you now, man. You're missing out if you're not picking this up. First appearance of Fabio Hulk. Derek, I see that. Guys, we missed a few people hopping in, but you got Steve, Team Nerd Herds in the house. Steve, how's it going, bro? I know you were at San Diego Comic-Con. I lived vicariously through your posts. So, man, I appreciate you posting all of that fun stuff. But, yeah, man. And then we got Paul. Paul's in the house. Yo, Paul was also at San Diego Comic-Con. The West Coast boys are in the house. Again, another one. I was seeing all the posts and just wishing I could be there. But I guess N-Town is in the 514 with somebody like me here, in the 514, 450. And we didn't get to go to San Diego Comic-Con. So N-Town, I appreciate you coming to hang out tonight. But let's keep it rolling because we got Phases of the Moon Knight #1. This is the main cover. Now, first appearance and cover of a Moon Knight from the Crusades. The Moon Knight stuff, newbie, I'm going to be honest with you, has been pretty chill, man. For the sake of read, I highly recommend it. Now, looking forward to this one with Phases of the Moon Knight. So, yeah, I'm interested. And I appreciate, of course, the information Leftero's putting out, saying that there's the first appearance in this one.
I mean, we all know how I feel about Moon Knight, right?
That was a TV show.
I know. The show sucked. Let's be real. But yeah, I don't know, man. Nah, that's not for me, man. I've cut out a lot of stuff on new comic book day, man. Like it's just I'm trying. You know, it's you got to adapt. And some stuff is just really out there, man. So I don't know.
I actually disagree with you on the show. The show was pretty
good. The show was dark, man. Like She-Hulk was better than Moon Knight. Let's be real. Come on.
That hurts.
Come on, man.
That hurts.
Yeah.
I guess you're a fan of Scar. I get it. Yeah, let's keep it rolling. We're both not Star Wars guys, but regardless of the fact, Star Wars High Republic Adventures Echoes of Fear #1. This is the cover A, first appearance and cover of Darth Ravi. So that's pretty cool. Again, if you're into Star Wars, that's worth noting. If you want to pick this up, I don't think it's a bad idea.
And I quote from pretty much every Star Wars fan on the planet: Star Wars sucks lately. End quote. Right? That's kind of what. Hey, that's kind of what people are saying, right? Show.
Acolyte, look, I'll be honest with you. Acolyte, I had a hard time. It's just, I'm not even going to beat around the bush. The Acolyte was hard.
Dude, I had a tough time. Like, I saw it, and then I was like, nah. Like, I didn't even click.
But to say Star Wars sucks, I think that's heavy, because personally, I enjoyed Ahsoka. Dude, Andor for me is just...
Ahsoka's good, but just, like, lately, right? Like, I don't know. I'm picking this one up. I am. I still believe in Star Wars stuff when it comes out. There's always first appearances that kind of pop and things like that. So I don't know. New Sith looks cool. Why not?
Yeah. Just want to say hi to Brian LCS, who's in the house. Guys, get your nominations in for the CBCAs, because yes, I think the clock is winding down to nominate your favorite channels for the categories you want to nominate them for. So definitely go check that out. Show some love to Brian, and congratulations, dude, on the Kickstarter as well, man. He's got a book. I believe some people have it in hands already. So shout out to Brian. So that's a big achievement, a big accomplishment. So congratulations. And then we have this guy in the house, Hyper Combo Comics. So Hype, appreciate you being here, bro. Now, I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I apologize, guys. We have a show running, so let's keep it going to the next one. Ultimate X-Men #6. You got the main cover here. This is the first cameo appearance of canon Earth 6160's Psylocke. Now, dude, look, I'll be, again, very honest with you guys.
Yeah. Be honest.
Always, all the time. I have a hard time with the Ultimate stuff. In fact, I saw Momoko was actually an Eisner winner, and for like best artist of the year or something. And I was actually surprised, because I mean, it's not my favorite when it comes to art, but it clearly, I guess others saw otherwise. But back to Ultimate X-Men #6. Yeah, if you're picking this up, you're reading it and enjoying it, then of course you're going to be wanting to pick this one up. Chia saying that it's getting better and better with each issue, so I might have to, put on the big boy pants and give it a read again. But yeah, it was a bit rough out the gate. I went 3 issues in, and I'm like, yeah, I stopped for a bit. But
yeah, I'm not the biggest Peach fan. I'm also not the biggest like Ultimate stuff. Like, we've had conversations about that, and I know how you feel about the Ultimate Universe. The other thing about like some of these that are coming out is just like artistically, like I don't know, man. This wouldn't make me look twice, you know what I mean? Like on a shelf, or like even when you're looking at FOC and stuff like that, I wouldn't look twice. I don't know how the run's going. Yeah. I've got issue 1 and the 1 in 10s, like a few of them. So I got them for like nothing when they came out, thinking it was gonna be something, but yeah. Nah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna pass. Let me know how it is. Let me know how it is. Maybe I'll go read them all.
I understand what you're saying, how you wouldn't look twice at this cover. And again, I'm also not the biggest Momoko fan, but I do respect Peach Momoko probably over a big majority of the current artists. Because yes, as Chia Pet said, if she does pump a lot of covers, they are artsy. Yes, fine, artsy in quotation. But yeah, she really grinds and has a huge appreciation for her her fans and so forth. So yeah, nothing but respect for Momoko. But check this out, because we have Venomverse Reborn number 3. This is the main cover, and we got the first appearance of an Earth 71490 symbiote. I know what you're thinking, Noob. I know what you're thinking.
What am I thinking? For
How
real?
many, how many more symbiotes? How many more Earths? And how many? I know.
I was actually thinking, well, that, but then I was also thinking, like, what's up with the dinosaur? Like another dinosaur?
Dude, forget the dinosaurs, man. The attention this year is gonna be on that horse in the movie. That's what it's gonna be, man.
That's what I mean. I don't know. There's too many animals like joining up with symbiotes. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I hope we don't get like a mini series with like symbiote animals doing stuff. I don't know, man.
Symbiote animals, no,
yeah.
but I want to see more pet stuff in, pet groups, super pet groups. Those are fun, man. Those are hilarious.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I can't wait for 71490. I think I saw some comic shops having like black t-shirts with that number. Now I know what it is. So this thing could be big, man. This could be big, dude. I'm telling you. What's that thing that Donnie Cates used to do? Issue 3s were always like the thing. Like, I know this isn't Cates, but this could be something, man. I'm telling you.
You're terrible. You're absolutely terrible. But yeah, no, Venom Reborn has actually been a very fun read. So I'm contrary to what this guy is saying, I do think it's a fun one. So if you guys obviously love
you've been truthfully and honestly, you've been a fan of the Venomverse stuff. So I'll take your word for it. No, I know, and I take your word for it.
But I'm also easier to please when it comes to comics, I guess, simply because I'm a fan. But if something is a crock of what, I will call it out. But
yeah, no, absolutely.
Generally, I enjoy this stuff, but we'll keep it going because we have Gotham City Sirens number 3. This is the cover C. Poison Ivy cover depiction by Ji-Hung Lee. Again, Lee killing it, absolutely killing it on this cover. This is a straight up cover grab, as Left Arrow says, cover selection. Yeah, Newbie hates fun. I agree.
Derek, we come grab a beer with me anytime you're around. I can guarantee in the first 40 seconds I could change that mindset. But dude, this one, how can you not? Just like, I don't even care what what's inside of this book. I'm a redhead lover. I love Poison Ivy. It's a grab. It is a must. Here's the thing. When I saw it, you might correct me because sometimes you have or we have done shows where it looks like it's going to be a virgin and then it's not. I think if it's just like this, if it comes out just like this, virgin style, this is great. Great art. But again, this one's biased, right? So it comes down to like grabbing what you like. Some people might hate that I didn't grab some of the previous books, but this one definitely, obviously, Poison Ivy. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and I know she's one of your favorites, but yeah, I think we will be seeing a little trade on this, which wouldn't surprise me. That's what they normally do, but we'll keep it rolling because Lilith. Now, I had no idea about Lilith. And I still don't, to be honest with you. But Left Arrow saying you have black bag variants over here. So here you have one, which is the cover I by Corin Howell, and then you have cover J by Zoe Thorogood. So yeah, again, Lilith is something that I'm going to definitely do a little more homework on, but yeah. I'm personally, I'm not the biggest nudie collector when it comes to comics. I'm assuming that's what this is, 18 plus. I'm not sure. But yeah, Lefteros, if you're in the chat, let me know a little more about this one. But yeah, no, I got nothing for Lilith. Absolutely.
She's got the flat booty though, Newbie. Yeah, she does. Oh, sorry, that's about the Ivy one. Yeah, she does. I know. Hey, listen, work in progress. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, she's working on the squat game. But let's keep it rolling because we have Star Wars Ahsoka number 2. I spoke Ahsoka and you spoke Star Wars. You have faith. Here you got the Yellow Fly variant. Now, this is a very gorgeous cover. Straight up cover grab, of course. So, yeah, I like this. Man, dude, I find Ahsoka covers have been incredible. Obviously, you had issue 1. There was some really nice ones. There was one that I believe was redone. It was taken from that magazine, the Star Wars magazine one. I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about. But yeah, dude, I'm loving the Ahsoka covers. So definitely.
I'm not sure if I know which one you're talking about because I have that
face there.
The face one. I'd have to look. I think I might know which one you're talking about, but not 100% sure. Yeah, dude, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. It is a straight cover buy. I love the white. Great positioning, great art here. This will look good in 9.8, man. I'm gonna be jealous of people that get this, especially if it's like. If it's just something that like, I think this would look cool with like the Funko Pop and an action figure and things like that. Like, you know how people like kind of have like those shelves and they have like a little bit of something with the character. I think this would look really good with like a lot of those other items.
Yeah, there you go. So like Chiapet said, it's the close up, the face of Rosario Dawson. So, but there you go. All right, let's keep it rolling because we also have Rook Exodus #2. This is the second printing of the first full appearance of Dire Wolf, the Warden of the Wolf. And I also want to mention, guys, Rook Exodus issue #3 hits second printing as well. And you got the first appearance of 15 Wardens. Now, dude, this has been doing so well. You go back to the first prints, like things are looking very good here. For all of this stuff, dude, Geiger, Rook Exodus, what was the other one there? Red Hook or something like that. But yeah, all doing great. And I think there's a lot of potential behind this.
I'm gonna take your word on this one, man. If it's on the shelf, maybe I'll do some research and try to get those previous issues. But yeah,
Dude, the Ghost Machine stuff is just great. That's my feedback.
Was mentioning it. I actually have to reply to him. He sent me like a big. We were going back and forth about some stuff, and he had mentioned Ghost Machine. So yeah.
But let's keep it rolling because we have Aliens versus Avengers #1, the 1 in 100 incentive. Now, there's a trade, if I'm not mistaken, available for this as well. So you have the whole, border on the side, kind of like you have, I think, even the Fox logo on there. But yeah, man, in a Virgin, dude, this looks amazing. I think the cover is awesome. I think Mark Brooks killed it. Mark Brooks does amazing work. And it's funny because right now, if you go over on his Instagram, he's, doing a lot of characters basically in Disney format, but day and night from stuff like this. I think Mark Brooks is a phenomenal artist, and I love this cover. This is gorgeous.
Dude, this cover is unreal. I just don't know if I'd be able to, not that I wouldn't be able to, I don't know if I would want to pay the price tag for it. Again, not really like the biggest Alien fan, big Venom fan, of course, but yeah, no, artistically, yeah, in a heartbeat, it's something that'll make you look twice. But other than that, for me, it's going to be a pass.
Yeah, get yourself the cover price one, man. The regular $4.99. So it's available in the trade, guys. It's available. But then we go to Phoenix #1, the 1 in 25 incentive. But you guys, you know how I feel about this. Not because it's Momoko. No, I actually think of Momoko covers. This is really nice. But it's a second printing 1 in 25, which, I just feel a certain way. That's all I'm gonna say. But beautiful cover. I will give this one to Momoko at 100%. I think this is nice.
Man, one of the characters that I hate is Phoenix. Like yeah, man. I don't know why. I've said that for years though. I've said that for years. So if people want to throw rocks, go ahead. It's cool. But yeah, I've never been a big Phoenix fan. And then it being Peach Momoko, and then for the same reasons you said, like I know how you're feeling. Second print, the 1 in 25. Yeah, I totally get you. So yeah, no, this doesn't really do anything for me either. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Bro, I feel like this is something that I might be able to find like down the road for like $5-6 anyway. Yo, are you saying boo or boo earns?
No, boo. We're totally booing you. I think, of X-Men.
Everybody knows I hate Phoenix. I love Reds. I
thought you would have went like Phoenix, Storm, and Psylocke. I thought those would have been your top threes.
No, Rogue, Psylocke, and maybe Storm. Yeah, why not?
And now Hyper, I can't unsee that. I thought Bounty now that you said that, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, 1 in 25 incentive for the second printing. Now this is a very neat cover as well. Again, can't stress it enough, man. I feel like Ji-Young Lee's been hitting a lot of home runs when it comes to covers, but this is the 1 in 50 incentive for Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider issue #4. And yeah, beautiful cover, man. I think this is sick.
Now we're talking. Finally, yes, this hits all the feels. Love the color, love the art, love everything about it. I'm biased when it comes to the white, black, reds. Love the Virgin style, and Spider-Gwen obviously being one of the popular new characters. How can you not? The 1 in 50. Yeah, this one's definitely more up my alley for sure.
Yeah, super nice. Yeah, Chiapet agreeing, saying this Gwen cover is incredible. So yeah, it is. I agree. Now, Check this because, guys, Wolverine #1 is on FOC this week, and there's a ton of beautiful covers. Now, solicitation states this issue will feature a key first appearance. Obviously, this is homaging Wolverine 1, right?
Yep.
Classic cover. Now, if you move over to this one is a little bit controversial. Now, we'll talk about it because, yes, we have John Tyler Christopher's cover that we had as an exclusive. Now, slightly different, of course, on this one here, but I had seen that apparently now it's gonna be in a trade. So you're gonna have the From the Ashes Wolverine #1 at the top. That it's kind of a turnoff. It is kind of a turnoff. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any incentives tied to this. Oh wait, yes there are. There's a 1 in 100. Look at this. I love this because Patrick Gleason. This takes me back to when he was doing the ones for Spider-Man. You remember the ASM? I think it was ASM 55.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. All black, but then he went on
with the
this
web.
run with like every color, it seemed. Yeah.
Yeah, but now we have it for Wolverine, and it's just awesome, man. I think this looks amazing. So yeah, I like this. If I'm not mistaken, there's also a foil that's available, or I'm not sure if that foils this incentive. But either way, the 1 in 100 I think is going to do relatively well on the secondary market.
So how many ratios do they have for this? Like 125, 150, and 100?
Yeah, I think that's where we're at.
And a key first appearance on a #1 of a character that's super popular. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna wait and see how it goes. I've been burned a few times on this. I love every point that you made about it, you know, the homage and everything like that to it as well. Definitely not gonna go after the 1 in 100 though. I get what you're saying about the Gleason stuff. Just yeah, I don't know. I think the price tag may be a little too much.
Maybe not the Gleason, but
Yeah.
I can assure you I'm going to grab myself the John Tyler Christopher. And this dude is just so well executed.
Dude, I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but that the yellow one, I mean, I don't know. I just felt like when it was on I can't remember where I first saw it when people were like kind of going crazy. I kind of understand. Like if I was an owner of the original, I'd be kind of a little pissed, a little bummed.
Why? Because this one's better? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, because it's like I don't know, it's a copycat. It's not the original. And like I just feel like there's gonna be a few scammers out there, maybe that might I don't know. Just like those negative space ones have done really well. Like well, Wolverine, Magneto, Rogue, or the Luke one, those ones were really like popular. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't know, man.
But back to the 1 in 100 incentive. Yes, there is a Gleason one available. It's a foil over on FOC, and it's rather than the shades of color in it, it's just straight gray silver. So yeah, it's equally as nice in my opinion. This one definitely being nicer. Now we have X-Men 3, and of course we have another Campbell variant, and he absolutely knocks it out of the park. You just finished telling me you're a big fan of Rogue, so I imagine you might want either this or hell, even the 1 in 100 incentive, man. Not bad.
That one looks better. I don't know how I feel about her hair being all brown. Give it some red, man. Come on, show some love. But it does look way better as a virgin like that. Like the 1 in 100 for sure knocks it out of the park. I'm actually interested to see how this one does secondary market and stuff like that. Kind of comparing it, not necessarily like pound to pound, I guess, but like to that negative space one. But yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. I agree with Steve saying J. Scott Campbell does the damn thing again. Yeah, man. He always crushes it. Trev's in the house.
San Diego Comic-Con on like Thursday or something, right? So
yeah. Trev, appreciate you being here. Trev goes live 10 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Immediately after the show. Hop on over to his channel. Show some love, man. Subscribe to his channel. But yeah, J. Scott Campbell killed it. For issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, I love the Magic one. I think it's gorgeous. I'm definitely going to be picking up this one. I think even in a trade, it looks amazing. So yeah, both of them are definitely awesome covers. But guys, those were the FOC picks of the week. Now, of course, support Lefteros by going to visit comicnation.us. If you're living in the United States of America, get your FOC orders in with Comic Nation. You got 15% off of the cover price. And of course, you can get yourself an additional 5 by using discount code Black Crown. And Canada, well, you got Comic Legion, who is available to all of us Canadians Go visit comiclegion.ca, get your FOC orders in, 20% off already on the Covrprice, and you can get yourself an additional 5% off of your first order by using discount code ENLIST. And guys, Covrprice is the best comic book price guide around. I cannot stress it enough. Highly encourage you guys, go and visit covrprice.com, and man, subscribe because there's a lot of cool features, and they keep taking that platform to the next level every time. Noob, we made it through the FOC.
We made it, man.
But now,
so happy. Thank you for having me on the show. Just kidding.
Yeah, what's going on, Armin? Man, appreciate you being here. Another brother that I got to meet up with just for Deadpool and drinks prior.
Wow, you didn't say drinks were involved before. Like, we get it. You had a good time, man. Thanks for the invite.
Shoot. We did, man. But it was awesome to meet up with the guys. I appreciate that, man. But Armin, thank you so much for being here. But Noob, now we got to get into your territory. You used to talk a lot of the market stuff back in the day, sir. So let's get into the market. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Vamos. All right, guys, market report every week. I go through lists like CBSI, Covrprice, eBay, Go Collect, Key Collector, you name it. You have a list. I'm looking at it, but I have to put it out there. San Diego Comic-Con took place, and I do want to look at some of those exclusives to see just how they've been doing already on the secondary market. So let's look at the first one, because G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, issue 308. This is a KRS exclusive by Souza Micah. Raw copy, 125 Canadian dollars over on eBay. San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This is a gorgeous cover.
Sorry.
This is a sick cover.
Too close to the mic. I was too close to the mic. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry. Apologize. Yeah. Won't happen again.
No, go ahead. I'm talking about the cover.
Oh, dude. I love this one, man. Like 100% love it. I don't know. 125. I might, cheap out and be like, hey, man, I only got 80. Do you want 80? But I love everything about this one, man. This one was one of my favorites for sure.
I'm with Love for Comics on this one. Take my money, Baroness. That's right, man. Souza Micah killed it with this Baroness cover. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero 308. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was available relatively cheap. I think it was around the 30 to 40 American. So yeah, man, if you guys had the opportunity to pick that up, here's a prime example of what it's selling for right now on the secondary market. 125 Canadian. That's not too shabby for an exclusive straight out of San Diego Comic-Con. Love for Comics. Appreciate you being here. I know I just highlighted your Take My Money, but I want to say hi, of course, because you came to support and hang out with myself and Newbie. But Michael Baker saying, I tried to get this at several places, missed on all. Yeah, man. This one went real fast. But not only this, dude. Check this. I spoke a bit about it last week. Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 4, J. Scott Campbell, limited apparently to 1,800 copies. Raw sold for 166 Canadian on eBay. And yeah, I know, I said it last week that I felt a certain way because I did get myself that trade one. But yeah, man.
This one's good too, man. Yeah. Sold out quick, all that stuff. I don't know. 166, a little too sweet for me. There's just other books out there for me, but yeah, I definitely love it. I still though would get the first one that you showed over this one in a heartbeat.
Yeah. It's a Newbie's favorite artist, Flamenco.
Oh, dude, that's why I was dying when I saw that. I was like, oh fuck, if Hyper's in here, he's gonna remember. That's why I was practicing it.
Yeah, but that's amazing. But yeah, man, it's ridiculous price. I agree, man. Over on eBay, dude, we saw the first time around with the exclusives in a trade selling for relatively high. Yeah. I saw CGC 9.8 sales of this issue in particular selling well over 300 Canadian. So yeah, not bad. 166 Canadian raw. Comic-Con podcast in the house. Yeah, homeless. No, he's got a home. He's got a setup too. Look at him. He's got his comics back. Newbie's back, guys. Newbie's back. But let's talk this one because we have Witchblade number 1, another J. Scott Campbell foil limited to 750. There was also the other one, I believe that was limited to 300. It was like the sketch cover for this one. But this one being a foil limited to 750. CGC 9.8 pre-sale. Yeah, imagine in a pre-sale. 277 Canadian dollars, which is pretty bananas.
Yeah, man, I'd rather buy Infamous Iron Man #1 for that price, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just
Paul and
my thing.
Paul in the 619 was at San Diego Comic Con, and he says that the J. Scott Campbell cover is all sold out by
Yeah.
Thursday. So,
Yeah, I saw that video that Brian McClay actually put out.
yep.
And yeah, it was like Thursday, and he like, I don't know, man. There's just, I don't know how the cool kids are saying sus. I don't know. There's something about.
Yep. Steve saying the same thing, man. Yeah, mad folks were at the booth. Yeah, for sure, dude. Now, I'm curious to know how this works. Now, San Diego Comic Con, of course, you have so many people at San Diego Comic Con. I imagine there's a lineup for everything. I don't even want to imagine having to use the washroom. But um, do they limit, you know what I mean, such books that are limited to 750? Do they
Good
tell people
question.
it's one per or?
I don't know. I mean, there's been previous like cons or fan expos or things like that where certain influencers just grab as boxes and as many as they So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would imagine like if you put yourself in the shoes, like you're getting your money. If I give you 10 or if I sell one individually to the next 10 people, like I'm still gonna get my money kind of thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just shitty for the people who are like true fans that like the first day it's sold out and you can't get anything. You know what I mean? Like that's the shitty part because there are people that are probably just wanting to flip it. You know what I mean? So like I get it, but that's
Yeah.
the
But anyways, let's keep it rolling because here was a cool one that was available at San Diego Comic Con, which is the Absolute Batman Ash Can. Now, this was limited to 500 and it is a foil. Raw copy selling for 208 Canadian dollars on the Bay. Like I said, San Diego Comic Con exclusive. This is neat, man. I love this cover in an Ash Can. I don't imagine. Look, there's only going to be 500 apparently. Yeah, Swole Batman. That's exactly.
I like it, man. I'm with you. I like it. I don't know if it's just the black and white. I don't know what it is, but it's a badass cover for me. Definitely. I just 208 again. I don't know, man. It's tough.
Yeah. No, I understand. 208. But, dude, a lot of promise behind Absolute Batman. I know a lot of people are excited, looking forward to this. So, picking this up at 208, well, if you had the opportunity to pick it up at a regular price of what they were
Yeah.
looking at, you're already in the money. But I'm curious to see once these come back from CGC now, what
Yeah,
we're
that's
seeing the
yeah.
sales as. But yeah. Let's get into Baker Shakers. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about with Baker Shakers because we're going to bring this one up, which is Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel, #1. First appearance of the Blue Marvel, CGC 98 selling for $700 US. Dude, I remember for the longest time this book was like in the $2,000 range. It's come down significantly. Um, but it's, in my opinion, still holding at a good price. You know what I mean? 700 US for such a book, it's still up there. It's not easy to fork over 700 US. Um, do you think that this is a fair price for the book? Do you think it comes down a little more? What do you think about this one? Because
I
you've
think
spoken
I
about
think
this.
yeah. Like it's crazy to see some books, like us who have been in the comics, pre-COVID, during COVID, after COVID, and then now, right? I mean, like we all know how crazy this book was. Like if you had one of these, it was like, oh my God. I think just with corrections and I don't know if people might be ready or understand what I mean when I say this. Like, I feel like this has America Chavez vibes written all over it. If this ever gets to be done on the screen or whatever, right? Like spec and all that stuff is different now. But I just truly think that, like, have you ever met a Blue Marvel fan in your life? Have you ever seen somebody dress up as Blue Marvel at a con? Like,
But
I just
also,
think that all those things come into perception, and like I don't know, I feel like it could go down a little bit more. I'm sure if somebody offered them like 500, 550 US, I mean, I think that they might think about it. I don't know. I don't see this book talked about, the character talked about in that way that we did, just a few years ago. So I don't know.
yeah, no, I get what you mean by you don't come across so many huge Blue Marvel fans or whatever, but it's just interesting because when you factor scarcity and all of that fun
Yeah.
stuff when it comes to the book, of course the book did hit some pretty intense numbers, specifically within the pandemic, but seeing it being at 2,000 for the longest time and now sales, best offers, $700. That's what it's selling for.
Yeah.
It's a substantial dip.
Now, BC, I will say though, back then you also didn't really see a lot of 9/8s moving. Now, when they do come up, it is like the 9/8s I find that are going. So like I don't know what that says either.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, did
Yeah.
Newbie say something about Blue Marvel?
Says there's a reel coming. A reel is coming. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think this was interesting to come across. So I appreciate Baker sharing this with me because yeah, we both said the same thing. When he sent it to me, I was like, wow, this one's come down quite a bit. So I'm curious to see.
Just keep in mind, I would put this one in the same way. Like, do you remember when White Vision popped and it even passed Deadpool at 2,800 Canadian in a 9/8? Like, some of the characters just kind of blew up, and like for what reason? I just don't know. Like, if you're hoping on this one, I think it's still long ways away. Because again, I still remember people doing YouTube and specking and doing all this stuff and saying, "Hey, Blue Marvel is going to show up in WandaVision, and then they're going to show up in Fantastic Four, and then they're going to show up in Doctor Strange."
Marvel.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't shown up, so like let's just relax. You know, I think it goes down a little bit more.
Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, very interesting to see where it's at. $700. But now let's move on to this one because we just recently got news. Isaiah Bradley is going to be returning within Brave New World, right? Captain America. So Truth, Red, White, Black, #1. First appearance of Isaiah Bradley. CGC 9/8, $107 in a 9/8 slab. Again, another book that's come down. Would you consider this a good time? Because even knowing that he's going to be making an appearance within the movie.
Yeah, so the trailer looks really decent. There's like a lot of like, hey, what the hell? It looks like it's got a darker vibe to it. And then yeah, that scene with Bradley kind of fighting everyone, and then he leaves the room. That's going to be a little interesting. I think it's a good time to buy. Depends how like what you want it for. I always say like, hey, if out of nowhere you wake up and Isaiah Bradley's your favorite character, maybe not the right time. Maybe wait for after the movie because, you know, there's shows like this and people kind of talking about the book, and you know what happens, right? It's that John Cena effect. Once people start talking about it and you see it everywhere, you're kind of like, oh, this is an important book, right? So I don't know. It depends on what you want. If you're an Isaiah Bradley fan, I think it's you know, it's a wait because you're going to get it later. But I'm interested to see what they do with this character, man. I really liked what they did in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show with them, so I'm interested.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I want to highlight what Michael Baker said because, yes, this book was all the rage during Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know if you remember that. This book came up quite a bit, man.
Ooh, big shout out to Mel V, man. That was like a book that he talked about a lot. And I remember finding that book for like $3 to $4, like everywhere before the show. So,
yeah. Hey, dude, our brother Tim's in the house, man. What's going on, Tim? Appreciate you being here in the chat, man. Been a while, man. Yeah. Missed ya, so appreciate seeing you here. And Cliff is in the house, guys. The big, mighty. I remember asking him if he was ready for something, and he was like, "Oh Jesus, damn, what are you doing?
wow.
Hold on, no, we're gonna have a conversation about that afterwards." But yes, I remember I asked him if he was ready, and he was like, "I am vengeance, I am night," and I just appreciate Cliff's big voice, man, because this guy is very vocal and I love it. No filter. Thank you, Cliff, for being here tonight. But dude, what is going on? Nem, what are you doing, dude? This is to kick Newbie off the show right now. You've been challenged. I cannot do that.
Go watch a Star Wars show. Go. Dude, it's on Disney. Go watch it. You'll be fine.
Justin, I'm sending it back to you. That or I'm buying you $50 of shooters when we meet up at Terrificon. So no, this is unacceptable, sir. But thank you. I appreciate it. Jesus.
Hey, but keep doing your thing.
Yeah. Hyper saying if I wake up and Isaiah Bradley is my favorite character, then I'm going back to sleep. Jesus. Justin, Jesus, I can't get past this. We need to talk about this like immediately.
Is that Canadian or US? Because for US, dude, if you want to split it, I'm good.
Oh yeah, we could probably buy a Vespa.
If it's Canadian though, I'm staying on, man. I've already committed. So
I'll pick you up on a Vespa and we'll go to Terrificon. But yeah, man. So Truth, Red, White, Black, #1, CGC 9/8, $107. Now, let's get into DC territory because I like this book. I think this is cool. Detective Comics 371. You have the new Batmobile based on the Batman show. CGC 96 selling for $1,095 US. Baker Shaker.
Why do you like it? Why do you like it? Sorry.
I just like it, dude. Like it's well, you're going back right with Detective Comics, and then you got the new Batmobile within this one, so I think it's pretty cool. Batmobile's seen some changes, so I like that. Look, when it comes to vehicles, like even what's called the Spider-Man vehicle one, right? Um, you know which issue I'm talking about. I forgot the number. But I love it.
I can picture the cover and the car you're talking about.
Yeah, with Hammerhead. Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know why I enjoy books like this. I think this is just cool. And then after, if you could line it up next to the toy on the display, like it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, Detective Comics 371, CGC 96, $1,095 US. I'm curious to hear what you're gonna say. Actually, I'll let you take this,
dude. What's that DC logo, man? I only like DC books with the new logo, man. Come on. No, I don't know, man. I probably wouldn't touch this book, man. Like the new Batmobile based on the Batman show, cool. The old school Detective Comics, I totally get that. Maybe it's just because I'm not as connected to DC. I'm more Marvel. I'm more Simpsons. I don't know, man. It's not for me. That price tag too, like. I'm just thinking, I always do that, like, okay, oh, this book sold for this, but then I could just go buy these books thing. And like, as soon as I saw the price, I'm like, yeah, no, because like 1,100 US, what's that? 16 Canadian? I don't know, man. That's a lot of like good Sports Illustrated magazines, man. That's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll keep it going from here because I want to show you another book that's pretty neat. You had this book. You sold this book. Captain America #6, first appearance of Winter Soldier. Now, of course, there's not only this cover. There's also the other cover with Winter Soldier on it.
I don't like the second cover.
Really?
Do you have a picture of it? Do you have a picture of it? Oh no, okay.
I don't. But hold up, because CGC 98 selling for $149 US. Baker Shaker. I think that is a great price considering it's Winter Soldier, guys. This is like.
Yeah, I've sold this book twice in 9.8. 3 times. I think a 9.6 and 2 9.8s, and I was able to pick all 3 of them on mycomicshop.com for really cheap, and then maybe 2 of them. But it's an OG. How do I define that? Like OG. It's an OG character. Not
when
really...
it comes to MCU, I think it's
100%. Probably the only Captain America book that I really want to get back in my collection. And honestly, I've been watching this book for a very long time, like just kind of eyeing it just to see. I think it's going to go down a little bit more just before Thunderbolts. I think, we'll talk about that later, but I don't know. I think his stuff is coming to an end after that. So I think there's going to be room to kind of get this like down the road. I'm a big believer in that. Like, as long as you have patience, I mean, it's not going to change. Like, if you like a certain character today and or you love a character today, like you should probably love him like 2 years later. So, this is a great book. I'm not mad at this one at all.
Derek, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So the other cover having Winter Soldier on it, I figure, Newbie says he hates that one. I actually think it's the better one in my opinion, simply because it's the first appearance and he's on the cover, right? So just
technically he's on the cover of this too, though. He's on the cover.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's at the forefront on the other one.
Yeah, I know. I
totally more badass, in my opinion.
I think I hate that one because I haven't seen it in a bit, but is it? I think it was just because there was more Nazi signs or something. I don't know. I'm like pro, or I'm against the Nazi signs, I guess, which I think we all are. But yeah, I don't know. I think this one's cool, man.
Yeah, no, I like it. And for the price right now, seeing it at only $149 US, I think that's a great pickup, man. So, yeah. You have Constantino saying he has both covers, and I think that would look amazing, one next to the other in a CGC 98. Hell yeah. But yeah, let's keep it rolling, guys, because we have Iron Man #1. Of course, Newbie, I had to bring this up because here we have the origin of Iron Man retold. I know you had an Iron Man #1 as well. CGC 8.5 selling for $1,500 US. Not too shabby.
Yeah, people need to stop looking at this book. Like, go buy something else. Go buy and look at other characters. Go buy, Dewey Poo or whatever, like stop buying this one or putting heat on it because I'm trying to get one back in a higher grade. I sold my 5.5, so I'm trying to get into that like 7 range. But yeah, how can you not like love this book? We'll talk about like I have more to say, but like I'll hold it to when we get to the other stuff from San Diego Comic-Con. But yeah, it's I love this book, man, and obviously that's coming from a biased view. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely biased. That we won't take away from you, but it's also an awesome book to have within your collection if you come across it at a great price. Now, I think 1,500 is relatively fair. It's nothing that's a massive sale. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen this go a little higher within the price range. So, yeah, I think this is a good buy. All right, noob. Back to Batman DC territory. We have issue 155, another one that I love. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you. First Silver Age appearance of the Penguin. Now, obviously, not the Penguin that we just saw within the animated. I know people feel a certain way, including myself. The female-looking Penguin. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. But I guess we'll see. CGC 2.5 of this book, $285 US. This is a Baker Shaker. Silver Age appearances when it comes to Batman. DC characters.
yeah, when it comes to the Batman stuff, though, like unfortunately, the first Silver Age is probably what most people are gonna go after and afford. Like, let's just be real. Like, a lot of those characters are really pricey when you get to like their true actual first appearance in the Golden Age. So I don't know. I've said for a very long time, like this, Two-Face, even Poison Ivy was. I always thought like a little cheap, like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I don't know. It's still a good book to have. Don't get me wrong. I've never watched The Penguin. Is it on season 2 now with Colin Farrell? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, season 2 at San Diego. I don't remember if it was San Diego Comic-Con or it was just a bit beforehand, but I know that there was a new trailer that pretty much came out, and yeah, man, the Penguin looks sick. Penguin looks amazing. I want to say it's kind of got like mob thriller vibes, and it looks awesome. So I think, given the fact that Colin Farrell, I think, is going to kill it. I'm expecting it to do well. So yeah, I'm surprised. First Silver Age appearances are not heavily looked out for. You know what I mean? Like I don't see too many people. Well, mind you, to be honest with you, I still say DC keys as such are very undervalued.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I will say though, I've kind of secretly always not liked this book just because of that dragon. Yeah, just my 2 cents, but yeah. Still a good book to have, man. Still a good book to have.
You have a problem with Batman fighting dragons, bro? Come on.
To a fat guy in purple tights with yellow gloves. Yeah, the 60s, man.
Wild times. Imagine the 70s. I wish I was alive. But anyway, Howard the Duck, number 2. I think Nemesis might enjoy this. It's the 1:50 ratio. Run the Jules homage cover. CGC 9.4, $350. It's a Baker Shaker. I love this cover, man. I think it's sick.
Yeah, dude, 9.4. That's insane. 350. Congratulations. Yeah, this dude, all of them I think look dope. Just I don't think I would spend the money on this one. I think our friend Greg, I think he might have this one. I'm not 100% sure.
But, I know he has the other issue, the Deadpool one.
Yeah, that was like on his want list, I think like 2 years ago or something like that. But yeah. No, it's not a bad book to find, man, or to have rather. Just probably wouldn't touch it at that price point.
Yeah, but hey, dude, regardless of what you think, CGC 9.4 at $350, somebody even in a 9.4 really thinks it's worthy of a pickup. And yeah, man, it's a badass cover.
Like, so I should clarify. I like the cover. Don't get me wrong. It's just at the price for the grade as well. I probably just wouldn't touch it.
Yeah, run the Joel.
That's right.
I love it. But yeah, let's keep it going because we got 4-color 193. Now, there's a reason why I put this on the list. Mike, Michael Baker sent this my way, and I was like, yeah, I know somebody who's collecting 4-color magazines.
Hello.
Yeah, issues. So Tom and Jerry first issue, CGC 6.0, $428 US. Man, Tom and Jerry. I think we all grew up on Tom and Jerry, right? So
Dude, I was watching an episode the other day, and then I don't know, because I think the government was listening, and then I went on Instagram and they were doing all these videos like, I wish I would have paid attention when I was younger, and it's like showing you all this stuff that was in Tom and Jerry that it's either sexual or like propaganda and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta limit what I say with 4-color, because I'm actually looking for certain issues in 4-color the last couple months. So I don't want to like spill the beans on a lot of things, but first, Tom and Jerry, how can you go wrong? CGC 6.0 is actually a fair price. Like I think it's a decent price for what character you're getting. Like I think we were just like, gee, we're how far apart are we in age? Like I'm 36, you're 33, right? 34?
34. Yeah.
34. Yeah. So like 2 years. So like we kind of, let's just say for hypothetical reasons, like, yeah, we grew up basically the same time watching the same shit. We were kind of like young when this is kind of leaving, right? I think they did an animated show maybe when we were like 10 or 11, but it didn't really last that long. Like,
yeah, dude, I had VHSs that I would go rewatch over and over of Tom and Jerry. But I do want to put it out there because I did hear you say it's their first. It's not the first appearance. It's just the like first Tom and Jerry issue itself.
Right.
But yeah, man, dude, I grew up watching a lot of Tom and Jerry, man. It's, cat chasing mouse concept, and it was just fun stuff to watch. And I think, the main reason why I'm even showing this is because, like you were just saying, you're collecting some not first appearances, but just some key issues within this. And I know you just recently picked up the Felix the Cat one. And yeah, man, I think 4-color has some very, very good stuff. If you pay attention, especially that relate to our childhood.
That's the thing, man. You got to pay attention because there are some deals on some of them, and then some you're like, well, there's also a few characters that, when doing research on them, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that this was where they first were. So,
yeah. But anyways, let's keep it rolling because we've got myself and Newbie right here. Tales of Suspense 59, and yes, I'm Iron Man. He's Cap. First solo Cap story since the 1950s. CGC 5.5, selling for $209 US. Baker Shaker. And I know you love the team up, I especially within the MCU. Is this a book you would want within your collection, sir?
Sure, why not? I mean, clearly Iron Man's standing up straight. So you can kind of see the hierarchy of what's going on. But yeah, this is like a AOA newbie special here too. No, I mean it's okay. It's come down quite a lot from, say, like even a year ago. It's not a bad book to have by any means, man.
I love the fact that at this point in time, Iron Man had nipples on his suit, man. I don't know if you realize that. Here he does as well. Iron Man 100, same thing. But yeah, I love it. But I think this is a awesome cover. I love this cover. I think it's awesome, and yeah, I nothing more to it. I'm not gonna go crazy because it's the first solo Cap story since the 1950s, but I just think it's a cool book to have within your collection.
Yeah.
And for a 5.5, I always tell myself 7.0 range. I'm comfortable. That's where I want to be. White pages, guys. But a 5.5 209, if it presents well, I think that's a good pickup.
White pages.
Yes. Now look at this, guys. I want to talk about this book one last time because, of course, we've seen this book go for ridiculous numbers. I think at one point I even saw a $5,000 sale. Even Michael Baker was saying the same thing. Spawn 306, the NetherRealm Studios variant, the one that apparently was so limited and then became not so limited on eBay. CGC 9.8, $404 US. We'll talk about a nosedive on this one here.
Man, 5K. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. When people say, oh, it's limited, then it's not, I automatically just get turned off with that shit. I don't want to support it. I don't want to look at it. Yeah, this one's not for me, man. It's yeah, I'm even at 404, I don't think I would have touched it either.
Man, but forget all of that stuff. Let's talk about the story behind this, all right? Because we know you,
Spawn story.
what took place. What took place, right? There was a lot of weird, shady stuff that took place over on eBay. There was the account that was selling a few copies at very high numbers, and they
I'm
made it
shocked.
sound so scarce,
So
and then
shocked.
bang, yeah, here
It's
we
like
are.
when you see like in certain like comic groups, it's like, hey, HTF, like hard to find, $5. It's like,
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
yeah,
Shout out to everybody that buys the hard to find books for $5 off me, by the way.
yeah. But guys, that was the market report. Keeping it short because it is now time for the main event. Yes, we're getting into the hot topics of the week because let me tell you, baby, San Diego Comic Con was pure fuego this weekend. The week itself was fire for us nerds. So, newbie, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. All right, guys, you already know we're going to end up talking about this, but hot topics of the week. Let's kick it off because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. And guys, Deadpool and Wolverine lands 8th biggest opening of all time with 205 million. Makes R-rated history, guys, because check this. The Sean Levy-directed Marvel Studios movie teaming Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman smashed numerous records, both domestically and overseas, for a stunning global launch of $438.3 million. Guys, in one weekend, that is not chump change, man. They came in smashing records. They even won a Guinness record, bro, for like the most viewed trailer within a span of 24 hours. So, to everybody, I want to say the MCU is dead. Comic book movies are dead. No, it's not. It's clearly not. The numbers are clearly saying otherwise. The anticipation for this movie. You guys, Marvel put out one movie this year, really under the MCU, right? This is an MCU movie, one for 2024. Look how it did. They put the quality over quantity. They executed so well. I thought the movie was amazing. So kudos to them. They deserve every ounce of this. And I'm going to tell you openly, bro. 438.3 million globally. I'm going back to rewatch this at 100%. I enjoyed it that much.
Man, have you looked at the soundtrack for this?
Oh, so good.
Dude,
So
the soundtrack alone, I was like, ooh, Madonna, like a prayer. Misery. Yo, dude, it was insane. Yeah, crazy. So yeah, they got the Guinness record within the 24-hour period. You know, just to your point, right? Like all those people that are like, oh yeah, the MCU's dead and this and that. No, I think it's just the fact that they did a movie with characters that people want to see, right? People want to see Deadpool, people want to see Wolverine. There's not a lot of people that want to see, you know, Moon Knight, the Marvels, and things like that. Not to hate on those people that like those characters. It's just they're not at this level, right? I truly do think that Deadpool, you know, iconically, because you know, if you go to like a Hot Topic or you go anywhere, you know, you still see Thanos and you see a lot of Deadpool. I really do put those two characters up there in that like iconic pop culture category for sure. But how could you go wrong with this? I mean, Hugh Jackman was coming back, the yellow suit. Like nerds were probably like that South Park episode with Stan when the internet's out, right? They open the door and Stan's got like fucking jizz everywhere. So yeah,
the amount of one-liners within this movie,
oh yeah,
the shots that were thrown, no holds barred. Like they did not hold back on those shots, even to the MCU itself, bro. They fucking went into the wounds with salt beyond. It was so good. I loved everything about it. But yes, I agree with Chiapet because I talked about this many times that for a movie, when it comes to marketing, it was so well done, dude. They had marketing down packed. You can feel the chemistry between Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, and it is safe to say, in my opinion, Deadpool has become a household name, man.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about buying one of these like not too long ago, and now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. Definitely, because I do think that it's up there. Pop culture. When we look back, like 20, 25 years from now, I think those like Thanos and him will be up there. But again, you know, to add on the fact that they did a movie with characters that that people want to see, it was also like an R-rated movie. You let the characters be the actual characters, right? And I think that helped. You know, who knows where that would have been with like Venom and Carnage and things like that. Like you could have done like a really good project. But yeah, again, letting the characters be the characters that we wanted to see, and it being R-rated, yeah, it's gold mine.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into spoilers. I'm not gonna say anything, guys. If you haven't watched it, I highly encourage you to watch it. It is such a fun ride, front to back, man. It's just so good. So, congrats to them, and yeah, man. I hope it hits a billion by the time it leaves theaters. So, there you go. Now you spoke about this earlier, no, but yes, DC Studios unveils new logo honoring classic DC comics, and I think this is neat, very neat. We got the official announcement now that Superman is going to be launching in a year's time. So looking forward to that. DC now going to be bringing a lot of content to the big screen for us and even our home screens. So I'm excited, man. DC Studios new logo looks amazing. I love this. Way better than the past stuff we've gotten until now. Dude, I don't care what anybody says. When a Marvel movie starts and that Marvel Studios thing starts and you get the song, you're like, yeah, this is it, baby. Let's go. We got a Marvel DC branding. I like this.
Dude, I feel so bad for DC though. Like I really do, because they released this and then like everybody was talking about it, and then out of nowhere it's like strictly Deadpool, and then obviously yesterday's blow up. Like people have almost forgotten about this. I think it's really cool. I don't know if it's a good thing if you keep switching your logo up. I get with the times, but I mean, you look at certain brands, they don't change. I mean, Pepsi just changed their logo for the first time in like 20 years, it seems.
But they're honoring their old logo.
Yeah, no, 100%. I get that. Hey, I'm not biased. I mean, I see at the top there's like a little bit of Uruguayan blue almost. So I dig it. 100%. But yeah, like I don't know, like it's not like, oh my God, I'm going to take the day off work and talk to people about this. Like, it's cool. You changed the logo. Awesome. Like, I dig it. Don't get me wrong, but.
No, I agree. We don't need to go further, but I am pumped. And yes, Chia, Creature Commandos also looked great. It looks amazing. So I can't wait, man. DC stuff, it's coming, baby. It's coming. So buckle up. Now, guys, yeah. We spoke PSA last week. That was the big news, of course. Now here we're getting better looks at some of the books. And apparently over at San Diego Comic-Con, you know, people were able to see some of these slabs and what they look like. So shout out to 99 Newsstand, who of course posted a video. He went into a rather deep talk with Swaggle Haas, and talking all of the fun stuff related to this. But I do want to say, from what we're seeing so far, the slabs seem okay. I don't have any problems with them. I know people are like, yeah, it looks bland, whatever. I agree. I think it does look a little bland on the label. The label could use some refining. But I kind of like the slab having the frosted edge. It makes the book pop. You know, you look at that Silver Surfer, you can see all around it's frosted, right? Rather than a clear case like the typical CGC stuff. I'm okay. I dig. Hey, I might, if like I said, if the price is right, I'm probably going to be sending some books to PSA.
So I don't know how I feel about it. I will say I collect Sports Illustrated magazines. I've sent a few and certain magazines. I think for those I'm definitely going to go PSA route. When you think of like graded stuff, like with the cards, it's PSA. A lot of people don't really send their stuff to CGC for like sports cards. You know what I mean? You want the PSA, depending on the price. Like for magazines, 100% I'm sending it. For comics, I'm not 100% sure yet, man. Like the label, I don't know. It just looks weird, like seeing PSA and then like, I don't know. There's just a lot of things. I'm like, maybe I'm not used to it. Maybe I'm not good with change. I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing. It's not necessarily a PSA thing, but yeah. I also do know that, they have like a lot of good things. So like apparently there's like extra UV protection to protect the book more so than CGC. And then there's like a color. I don't know if this is accurate, but there's like a color thing. So like if you try to like tamper with the book, like there's like a dye or something happens, I guess. I'll send it to you like how it was sent to me. But I think those things are cool because CGC, like, there are times now where I'm even looking at the slabs a little bit differently than say I would like years past, just because of all shady shit that happens. And we all know, hey, if it's too good to be true, watch out. But yeah, for my magazines, definitely going the PSA route 100%. For the comics, I don't know. I think I might just stay with CGC, depending on the pricing. Like if CGC goes crazy, with like their 6 price hikes in a year thing again, I might look elsewhere, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm with Derek here saying, it's different from CGC
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah.
the label, which is a good thing. But I do agree that I said it, some people saying it's bland. I do think it's bland as well. Could definitely use some refining. And Cliff saying that, they need a label that is fire. And I agree. I think we've been relatively spoiled when it comes to labels. Cliff saying the same thing even last week, CGCs with the special labels, right, with the characters and so forth. So the label game, I think CGC has it down packed, but I do like the fact, I wish I could have been at San Diego Comic-Con to see what this slab, the sturdiness and just exactly,
I'm interested to see how they grade. Like I want to see books in hand. So I want to see their 5.0. I want to see their 6.0, and I want to see their 5.5, 6. I want to be able to compare. I want to see what people are seeing. But again, it's like anything, right? Like if now I've always said this, like you need competition to make it good. Competition is not necessarily bad. CGC needed competition because the competition was CBCS and PGX. Like no one was going to PGX, and CBCS wasn't. It was ugly. I think that this is good for it, but I also think that like the things that PSA are bringing to the table. Okay, like look at the chat. Everyone's talking about the UV thing. Okay, you don't think CGC's there? Like, okay, guys, on the next batch, we got to do that, right? Like, it's going to be kind of like Samsung iPhone, right? Like they just bring better things, and I think it's good. But I also think that with that comes price hikes. So as long as you're okay paying that stuff, you're good. Like I said, for my Sports Illustrated and my sports magazines, I'm sending them off to PSA. Like I
agree.
My PSA.
Yeah. And, you have Armin here saying that, he heard that they're going to be charging a little more than the current CGC prices. There's many cool features. Again, you pretty much said something very similar to what I was saying last week. When it comes to this, as long as they're grading the books properly, consistently, and, I'm not seeing some of the shenanigans that have been going on as of late with, the main competitor, CGC. And I'm not saying it as if I have a problem with CGC. No, by no means. I'm just saying there's been some very legit inconsistencies. And apparently, from what I understood last week, is that what they're doing is even if it's a 9.8, they're including notes on the on your book, so you'll know why you got a 9.8. And I think that alone is highly appreciated as a customer. If you're going to charge me just a bit more than CGC for something as such, then hell yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how long it takes them to be like, hey, we're gonna do a 9.9 like pre-screen, like things like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm interested to see it, but again, I want to be able to see in my hand the differences, how you graded a 5 to a 5.5 to a 6. I want to see it because I've seen 9. Like we've talked about this many times in the last couple of years, man. Like you look at a 9.9 that I have, or you have, or John Doe or Bobby Jane, whoever. There's inconsistencies. Like, why is it that I get a 9.8 with a flick, you have a perfect book, and you get a 9.6, right? Like, there's just a lot of things, or a crease, or a dead spider, for example. You know what I mean? Like, Vancouver Comic Junkie, I remember he had that book with that spider in it. It's like, I think competition is going to be the key here. It's going to build better people in grading and things like that. So now you have like, okay, where do you want to work and things. So like, I don't know. I dig it. Like I said, Sports Illustrated magazines, my Slam magazine, all my sports stuff, I'm sending off to PSA. The comics, I'm staying away for it right now.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I just want to say hi. Dan De La Torre's in the house. Dan, appreciate you being here. Yes, you got one of your favorite boys on tonight. You have Newbie Comics. But yeah, appreciate you being here, Dan. Now let's move on from PSA because it was a big week for McFarlane. I don't know if you saw this, but apparently the ever so anticipated Spawn movie, it looks like we have what seems to be a script here by McFarlane titled King Spawn. So looks like we just might be getting a King Spawn movie. And of course, I don't know if you saw San Diego Comic-Con, but yeah, he was on a panel with Keanu Reeves himself, man. Berserker #1 right there to your right-hand side. Berserker is apparently going to be in an animated form, so that's pretty interesting, man. I think Berserker's been that book that everybody's rolled their eyes at, and yeah, here we go.
Dude, when it comes to McFarlane, Canadian, love, great respect. But like any Spawn stuff, it's like, yeah, okay, it's like Courtney Ellsworth in grade 11. She said she was going to go to prom with me. Yeah, okay. She never asked me, so I never ended up going to prom with her.
You dropped her full name, like you really you had
Yeah,
a
well, she's married now. I think she's got 2
star.
kids, so like, yeah, whatever.
You've
But
been
yeah, like
spun.
that's just that's just what it is. The Berserker stuff, okay, so it's just gonna be Keanu Reeves going crazy again. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like we've already seen this movie. Just get a sticker that says Berserker and put it on John Wick 1 through 4. Like, I really do think,
Yeah.
it's just like, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's obviously a formula. It's just like, how many words is he gonna have? How many people is he gonna kill? Like, how he get, like, I don't know. I just don't really care too much about it. It's exciting, but like people are saying in the chat, it's like, I believe it when I see it. For the Spawn stuff, for the Berserker,
Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna check out Berserker in the animated form. King Spawn, pretty much what everybody's saying is the I'll believe it when I see it, and yeah, I
yeah.
agree. Like we've all been waiting relatively long, so we'll see how this plays out. Derek says Legend has it. Newbie still puts on his tux every night and waits for her to ring the doorbell. Yeah, that's exactly where Newbie's at. But let's keep it rolling. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So I just want to highlight this, Newbie. I know you're not really reading much when it comes to DC, but DC gives new details on Absolute Batman at San Diego Comic-Con 2024.
Spoiler.
Yeah, what what it is a lot of what we learned is just how huge Batman is so far, right? So you see what he looks like. The guy is huge as hell, but as well as his new role, not as being a billionaire, but a regular Joe, which is a cool take on Bruce Wayne. So apparently, Batman is Bruce Wayne. I was positive it was Bane, but no, he's huge. Snyder said this was a top to bottom reinvention of Batman. Plus, Alfred will be a point of view character that's compelling, since that means he'll likely be observing Batman from afar. So to the far right, guys, here of the screen, you can see you got Batman, Bruce Wayne, at the top of that picture on the far right, so you can see his design. So it is Bruce Wayne, pretty much reinvented top to bottom, as they said. And then you have Black Mask in the middle, who's going to be pretty much the main villain out the gate, it seems. So that's pretty interesting. And then you have Alfred looking badass over there, man. So Alfred, we got a little more information related to Absolute Batman, and of course there was the ash can that was available that we just spoke about in the market over on San Diego Comic-Con weekend. So yeah, this looks cool, man. That's pretty much it. I hate the Batman logo thing on the chest. I don't know if they're intentionally hiding it.
I was actually gonna ask you that. Like, are they hiding it, or
Yeah,
I can't remember what the book, when we talked about FOC stuff, if it had it or not. I can't remember now. But yeah, are they hiding it? Like,
yeah. I'm not too sure. Cliff saying absolute garbage continues. I know how he feels about this. Hyper watching 5 minutes behind, but we'll let him be. He's just slow. Love you, Hyper. Dan saying he got the absolute Batman ash can at the con, so that's huge. Congrats, that's a big pickup, because raw copies selling over 200 Canadian, guys. Chia Pet saying that's the logo. So okay.
So they switch up Punisher's logo. People go crazy. They basically scribble out the Batman logo, and people are like, "Oh, that's cool. It's all right."
Yeah,
Cool.
so that's his chest plate. So we'll see. Maybe in time it'll be reinvented. We'll see. But yeah, absolute
Who is
Batman.
that? Rectangle Man?
Yeah.
That's Batman.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but we got a little more information there. Now, speaking comics, guys, I just want to highlight some stuff related to Marvel. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to see this, but you have TVA. That's right, TVA is going to have a title now in comics over in Marvel, and it's straight from the MCU, guys. This is pretty much MCU canon, I guess we could say, but just announced by Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige and the Marvel Comics Editor-in-Chief Cebulski. TVA will be a 5-issue limited comic book series written by Marvel Studios Loki writer Catherine Blair and drawn by artist what was his name? I blanked out. I forgot. Is it Pepe Larraz? I think it's Pepe Larraz. But anyways, I know Chia Pet knows. If you're in the chat, say it. But rather interesting team up right there. I don't even know Gambit's there. But I actually want to highlight something. Hold on. There you go. So when they announced the TVA stuff, apparently you're going to be getting Sir Seconds and Doc Clock. So you can see them at the bottom of the cover over there on the far left. And then we got West Coast Avengers. I think this is cool because Iron Man and War Machine are assembling a new team of Avengers, one that includes villains seeking redemption. Their first case study, Ultron, bro. So that alone, I'm intrigued, man. I love Ultron.
It's a wicked cover too, man. I gotta admit.
It's clean as hell, dude. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And guys, Spider-Boy is getting a girl. That's right. Spider-Girl is going to be introduced right here. You have Spider-Boy issue 12. This is the Bagley variant cover. I know. Go ahead, Noob. Say it.
No, I was just gonna say, like, even though it's a Spider-Girl, I don't want to, like, I just don't want to assume gender. I don't want to identify gender. So, like, I don't know. It's 2024. I don't think we should be doing that. I think the mask, like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So that was some of the comic stuff that came out, and I had seen a little late today. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make a slide for it, but there's also going to be Deadpool's daughter who's going to be making an appearance.
Oh, so, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I can't remember which comic it is, but if any of you in the chat remember, just drop it in, and I'll highlight the comment. Now, last thing I want to, I think it's the last thing comic related that I wanted to bring up. Yes, in 2025, One World Under Doom. This I cannot get more excited about, and it makes sense, of course, with everything that's happening in comics and the MCU. Well, it's no surprise. Feige himself even said it, that, we're going to be sticking a little closer to the things taking place within, the more recent comics. And here you have Blood Hunt number 5. Again, art by Pepe Larraz. Guys, Timeless is basically foreshadowing things that are going to be taking place. If you missed out on Timeless, you might want to go back to this book, because Timeless, especially that cover right there, is just a banger. I forgot who did that one as well. But the things that are taking place right now, Blood Hunt, the build up to 2025, One World Under Doom, is all taking place as we speak. So you might want to start jumping on. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, exactly. Chiapet saying let's go. He about to be Cliff. I don't know exactly.
Oh, that's about me being canceled.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Deadpool 5 or 6. Yes. Okay. So Deadpool 5 or 6 is going to be the appearance of Deadpool's daughter. But Chiapet saying, yeah, Massafara. There you go. It's just such a sick cover. So yeah, guys, get on board. Get on board, because I think this is going to be a very promising event, so to speak. So yeah, pumped.
I think Uni X was like big on this one too.
Yeah, man, dude. The Timeless books, I know a lot of people look over them, especially when they hit FOC, and they're like, geez, it's a $9.99 book or a $7.99 book, and they don't want to commit. Dude, I believe this was a spoiler cover at first, but what happened on Previews World is they uploaded the full image, and I remember seeing it. I'm like, what? And I think I even hit you up with Justin and in our group chat.
I think you might have,
yeah. And I was like, guys, like you might want to pick up this cover, and then they put spoiler. And I had said it even on the show back then, like, hey, I think the Massafara is the one to grab. And yeah, it looks like it's all coming to, take place now. So if you guys have an opportunity to pick it up, definitely do so, man. Because, yeah, cool things are coming our way right now. But let's get into MCU talk. Let's get into the big talks of San Diego Comic-Con, because Giancarlo Esposito will be Sidewinder in Brave New World. And, yep, Serpent Society, my friends, that looks like it's back in play.
Was this the role that Seth Rollins lost, or he had, like, what happened with that?
So I don't think Seth Rollins had this particular. Was he supposed to be Sidewinder? I don't think.
I think he was supposed to be some part of the Serpent Society. I remember that. But.
Yes, that I remember, but who exactly he was playing, I do not recall. So
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, the trailer makes him look like badass, to be honest with you. I just don't know too much about the character, to be honest, in Cap's world. So I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not trying to chase this first appearance or this book by any means. I've always liked this character going back to Breaking Bad. So I'm interested to see.
You mean the actor, not character, right?
The actor. Sorry, the actor. Yeah.
Okay. No, I wanted to clarify.
I can't wait to see people dressed up like this at Comic-Cons.
Yeah, you're going to dress this way at Terrificon. I know you will, but yeah, Chiapet's saying Seth Rollins was in Sidewinder. I don't remember who was, but yeah, he was supposed to be somebody in the Serpent Society. And Derek, yes, this is exactly the point. Rest in peace, GW Bridge spec. So that's out the window. I mean, the books did pop a little bit not too long ago, But Giancarlo Esposito, yeah, phenomenal actor. And yeah, I think the main thing that was taken away from this was that Serpent Society talks pretty much got dumbed down completely because people were saying, yeah, it looks like it's not even going to be taking place. But yeah, no, it seems it is. So if any of you are looking for the first appearance of Sidewinder, you're going to want to look towards Marvel 2-in-1, issue 64. I was looking at sales today, and yeah, some of those books are already starting to move. So you may have missed it. You may have missed it. But I don't know if you caught this, Noob. Lewis Pullman is on stage for Thunderbolts. However, his character, all but confirmed to be Sentry, is just being called Bob for now, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they probably let him know, like, hey, we're probably not, gonna say the name or anything. But I wonder why, though. Like, why? Unless you're convinced, maybe like your thought process changed and you're too deep in the product. Like, I don't know. Like, it's kind of interesting. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't know if they wanted to keep it hush.
But like, why even like bring it up? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted it to be hush, like, I don't invite them, don't say anything. Like, just I don't know. That's kind of the route I take. Now I'm starting to think like, okay, you said Bob, like, I don't know, like you kind of just got away from all that goofy, dumb shit, right? With like the She-Hulk and all that stuff, and then
I don't think they're gonna go that route with the
character. No, but just like the goofiness, right? Like, so like I don't know, I just maybe they're going a different route. I don't know. Maybe it's not even. I don't know. Maybe he truly is playing a Bob. Who knows?
So Derek with a valid question asking, does anyone know why Thunderbolts has the asterisk at the end? And I know that they were putting emphasis on it's going to play an importance, and we'll understand after the fact. But it's funny because the latest logo, I don't know if you guys saw that. It kind of looked like the Walmart logo with the bullets, the Thunderbolts poster, and it again pretty much makes that asterisk, right? So I don't know what they're implying. I don't know what they're implying, but the asterisk seems to be a theme.
She's called Mel, and she was probably Songbird.
Yeah. But all right, let's keep it going because this is big. Celestials are made of adamantium in the MCU. I think the headline is slightly wrong because I don't know if you remember within Eternals, Cersei kind of like freezes or whatever she had done to stop Tiamat from growing, from completely coming out of the center of the earth. And I think whatever she may have done may have created the adamantium into Tiamat. I think that's pretty much what's taking place here. So that being said, I don't think that the headline's accurate. I just wanted to put this out there because I came across it and I was like, no, I want to make people remember. Yeah, exactly. Cersei turned Tiamat into adamantium. So there you have it. Now, I just want to highlight a few things. One, they clearly put Wolverine here within the photo, and it's very important because, yes, of course, adamantium Wolverine. Guys, Hugh Jackman killed it. Absolutely did a phenomenal job, especially in Deadpool and Wolverine. But I think post Secret Wars, we're going to have a recasting, and it only makes sense. You know, we're starting to get the introduction of adamantium. Brave New World, clearly the war is going to be over Tiamat. We're going to see everybody fighting over that because now we have adamantium. Who the fuck cares about vibranium and Wakanda is what we're pretty much being told now. Everybody wants to conquer and take over, you know, Tiamat and get the adamantium. Within the Avengers Jason Aaron run, I think it was issue, I don't remember the issue, if it was like issue 5, 8, 10, somewhere around there. But the Jason Aaron run, the Celestial that is frozen in Earth actually becomes the Avengers headquarters. So I think we're going to see some of that play out too. And that was a recent run, not too long ago. So kind of what I said a little earlier about Kevin Feige leaning towards some of the current product that's coming out within comics. Don't be surprised if we see something like that take place where the Avengers are going to be intentionally watching and using that as their headquarters.
I dig it, man. Yeah, it's interesting headline, especially when it leads you to thinking that. And I didn't. Yeah. Damn to be what. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I wanted to highlight for that. But we'll keep it rolling because yes, Fantastic Four. Finally, we saw what was pretty cool actually. Because apparently this is just some, I guess, testing footage we could say that they showed off. Now, I like what we see. The 4 of them there. The suits look pretty cool, as you can see from the waist down on majority of them. I like it. The blue is very poppy. It pops. I'm really thinking that Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby are really hooking up in real life because these two are like
Yeah.
always staring at each other
Same.
or holding
Dude, I thought
hands.
it was just me. Yeah, yeah.
No, there's something going on, and if it is the case, Pedro, my man. But the movie is going to be called Fantastic Four: First Steps, which is pretty cool. I like that concept design there that you're seeing, pretty much of, New York in the, I guess, 60s, it seems ish, but yet looks futurish. Are we getting Future Foundation? I don't know, man. There's so many questions running through my head, but then you see magic, pure magic. The Fantastic Four have their own flying call in Hall H right now, and this thing was flying around. Apparently, it was going around the Hall H, which is pretty sick. So I'm loving what we got so far. And to put the cherry on the cake, noob, we got a glimpse, a small glimpse of Galactus, man, dude. Anybody peeks through my window looking like that, man, whether I'm naked or not, dude, do whatever you want. I'm out. I'm done. Like, just take my house. Do what you got to do. I'm good
Your
to
house now.
yeah, but yeah, man, I cannot stress how excited I am for Fantastic Four. Just seeing the smallest clips, it's looking pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it looks like they're paying homage to the old school Fantastic Four. They did a show early on. They had like Hulk and Thor, I guess, like with that vibrant blue, but also like early on in the comics, it's like that blue too. Yeah, it looks interesting. There were a lot of rumors about how Fantastic Four would kind of give us a glimpse of what's the daughter? Oh, Franklin and Valeria. There you go. Thank you. So it's interesting to see, but if you actually look at what it says there, like first steps could be taken in so many directions, especially if they go kind of the kids' way. And then if you look at the Marvel logo, it kind of has that like baby vibe, anyway, to me. So I don't know. It's interesting to see if those players will be kind of in the movie. The Galactus part, yeah, crazy. Especially now knowing that the Doom stuff, clearly it's going to be Galactus that they fight. Do I think that Galactus loses in this fight, first movie, when we get Fantastic Four? Hell no. I think it's just going to be, I think this might be like at the end or the end credit, something like that. Like I don't necessarily
think that's the end credit. I do. Galactus is pretty much on Earth at this point. Like
I just don't. But like, what are they going to do? The first movie, introduce us, and then get like one of the biggest baddies, and then all of a sudden it's like what? You beat him in this movie, or you beat him in another movie? Like, I don't know. It's just too early. I don't know. They would wait.
You have to remember right now, this is again alternate universe. This is a totally different universe. Now I'm going to get to it, but I cannot continue to speak without saying hi to my brother Hoodrat, who is in the house. He was at San Diego Comic-Con as well, at Hall H. Man, I was watching his stories. Dude, I live again vicariously through everybody who was there posting, and I appreciate Ian Hoodrat posting all that fun stuff from San Diego Comic-Con, and of course for being here tonight. But back to what you were saying, I think Galactus, dude, who knows, man? Looking at the amount of stories they can do, Future Foundation is now apparently going to be a go, as Chia Pet said here in the chat. But Baxter Building is there, which I'm happy about. There's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be taking place, Fantastic Four related, but now being in an alternate universe. Man, is that even Franklin as Galactus? Who knows, right?
True.
So I think you got to remember that Fantastic Four are also being promised that, well, they announced that they're going to be within the next two Avenger movies, which is Doomsday and, of course, Secret Wars. So there's no way in hell that the Fantastic Four would be leaving this willingly. There's got to be something that happens. The incursion, do they, lose here at this point and they got to hop out? Does the TVA approach them? I have no idea. But clearly, whatever Galactus we're getting here is not the final Galactus we'll see. Or maybe it is. Maybe this is the last of Galactus we'll ever see. Maybe we just get Galactus in a one movie because they have plans for other stuff. I don't know. But there's a lot to look forward to here. I think story-wise, they can go so many directions with the way they have things set up right now.
Yeah. I think it's still going to take me a little bit to my portrayal of Reed Richards. I think Pedro doesn't do it for me yet. Not to
Yeah.
say that he won't, kill the part. Like, who knows? Maybe 10 years from now, we look at it the same way we do Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, or, Hulk, things like that. Like, it's too early to say. But right now, that's like one of the biggest things I'm interested in. You kind of see that, like, smart, but like shy, fun, like dorkiness in it. So yeah, I'm really interested to see it. Again, I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. So like for me, this is like Iron Man coming out in 07, 08, all over again, to be honest with you. Because I've just erased the last two attempts at this. So yeah, but Fantastic Four, first family, yeah, there's so many possibilities they can go, like you said, so many characters that we can get introduced to. And it's going to be interesting to see where we go, man.
Yep. My brother Colossus Collector's in the house, man. What's going on, brother? I know we're going to be meeting up. Terrific Con is just around the corner. You're, in fact, going to be hopping back home with him, if I'm not mistaken. So,
yeah,
man.
he's in for, I think it's like a 6-hour drive with me. So I'm very appreciative, man. I can't wait. He lives just up the QE in Burlington. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, but I just want to bring up one more big topic before we get into the fun stuff, which is the biggest topic. Now, of course, the Russo brothers are officially back to direct Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. We spoke a little bit about it within the chat, but now here I want to address this, guys. The Russo brothers being part of these two movies, for at least myself, is probably the best news to come out of San Diego Comic-Con, because these two guys, it goes without saying, Infinity War and you had Endgame, back to back, my opinion, masterpieces. I loved it as comic book movies, but clearly they've been aware of things that have been going on in the MCU as of late, and had probably even more say than we know when it comes to the direction things are going. Because look, now we get a pivot, right? May 2026, we're getting Avengers Doomsday, and then we're getting Avengers Secret Wars May 2027. Dude, you went from Kang to one complete other direction. And like I said, they must have known for quite some time the direction these things have been they were going to be going in, right? But Russo brothers, I have nothing but faith in these guys. I think the MCU is in good hands again.
Yeah, I totally agree. I piggyback off what you said. I think the finished product is going to be well deserved.
Yeah, exactly. Marcus and McFeely back as the Russo brothers writers. That's the whole team. I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. I think we were talking about that when it comes to Brave New World. I can't remember who it was that was on it between the two, but I believe one of them was. Chip had saying, guys, they've been involved for longer than we know. They are listed as executive producers on Captain America 4. There you go. Okay, it was them. My bad. They brought in their director. Yeah, McFeely. So there you have it. So yeah, exactly. This is all good stuff, guys. Like, MCU wise, we're keeping the faith. But the big news for the weekend in the MCU, of course, Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday. And not just Avengers Doomsday. Guys, it is beyond clear he's going to be here just up until Secret Wars at least. But let's get into this conversation. First and foremost, I have a lot I want to say, but Newbie, I'm going to give you the floor first because out of respect, you are the big Iron Man fan. You love Robert Downey Jr. I want to know, what was your reaction, first and foremost, seeing Robert Downey Jr. take off the mask, the hood, and boom, he's Doom.
Okay, without spoiling Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a line that's said throughout it, right? And Deadpool seems to think that he is Marvel Jesus. I think Robert Downey Jr. is clearly the Marvel Jesus. This just solidifies for me, the fact that they're trying to keep the Captain America franchise going, the Thor stuff. They have these characters in their back pocket when we shouldn't, right? Like Infinity War, we should have got like an Endgame, we should have got the new characters, but now we're going back to this, and I get it with all the multiverse, but it's clear what the fans want. This doesn't necessarily like erase what he did as Iron Man. I think people who don't know. Like I have buddies who aren't necessarily in comics, and they're like, "Oh, dude, he's playing this, like, so he's not Iron Man anymore, or he died." Like, I think you have to look at it from a different angle. Like we've just been talking for months, years, multiverse, things like that. There's different realities. Characters play different characters, as you can see in different comics. So it's exciting, but I think eventually, I think it's I think it's interesting because I was asked by a few people. They mentioned me like, "Hey, man, so when do you think Doctor Doom, Tony meets or this guy meets Tony Stark as Iron Man?" And I think it's just gonna happen at some point. We're probably gonna get it just for the fans to see it, whether it's like a 1 second thing, a 5 minute thing, a big battle, whatever. I think is gonna be it. But I don't think you can argue that he is like the Marvel Jesus. Now, there is one thing that I read that's like super interesting. And again, it's just like one of those things that I love about this stuff is same or different mask, same task.
Yep.
Okay. What's the task though? Are you talking about what you did in the movie, or are you talking about like your commitment to the character? Because if it's the same task, then are you going to sacrifice yourself at the end? Like, are you a good guy? Like, there's just all that stuff kind of, you start playing with like, oh, maybe it means this, maybe it means that. So I kind of like that aspect to it. I'm excited to see what he does with it. He's a little older, so it kind of almost fits. But yeah, man, it's definitely huge news, man. And honestly, I said this, I think I said this to Swag and, Automatic Comics and things like that. I hope that this shift goes all to Doom now and all the Iron Man stuff gets cheaper, because then like I'm okay being one guy to have 100 copies of Tales of Suspense 39. I'm okay with it.
So there's many things I want to touch on, and I'm going to start off by saying first and foremost, the confusion. Let's talk about the confusion, because people are like, but I don't understand. It's Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man playing Doctor Doom. That's kind of a turnoff. The only thing I will say when it comes to the turnoff is if you were, waiting to get Victor Von Doom, that, original type casting for Victor Von Doom within the main timeline, then yeah, I could understand your disappointment, because now you're seeing somebody who's already been in the MCU and was a monstrous character within the MCU, one of the most important, now playing Doctor Doom. So I get it. Now, I have a lot of points I'm gonna bring up, so buckle up, guys. First and foremost, I think it's fantastic casting and makes phenomenal sense. Now, within comics, there's multiple things. Of course, everyone's looking at infamous Iron Man and Earth 11029. That actually, there is a mind swap that takes place between Victor Von Doom and Tony Stark. They, mind swap, and clearly they're in the other person's body. So yeah, Iron Man doing certain things, Victor Von Doom doing certain things. Can they go that route when it comes to the movie? Who knows? But one thing I want to say when it comes to this, here, Cliff just brings up a comment, so I'm going to highlight it. He says, this is such an obvious cash grab. I think very few true Doctor Doom fans would genuinely be happy with this. Now, is Disney a cash grab? Yeah. Anything in business, you're going for the cash grab. I don't care what you do. Obviously, you're going to want to make the most bang for your buck. But when it comes to the MCU as a whole, think of it like this, okay? I know people say, yeah, but the Marvel kicked off with Blade, or some say it was the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. Realistically, guys, it was Iron Man, right? It all started with Iron Man, and it really, comes to Endgame, makes a sacrifice, and it was the big moment for the character to end it off. Now, think how fucking sick and twisted it must be now that he is now in an alternate universe. Is this Tony Stark in a mind swap, kind of like the comics, with Victor Von Doom, and doing Doom things? Does he keep the mask on the whole movie and he's just portraying Doctor Doom? Superior Iron Man is villain like, right? So there's many routes they can go, but now I just want to think MCU. Forget comics for a minute. The guy made the ultimate sacrifice, right? Could you imagine the face of the Avengers? Peter Parker. And Peter Parker. When the mask comes off, maybe at the end of Endgame. Not Endgame, sorry, at the end of Doomsday, or at some point in Secret Wars. The mask comes off. And you see that. You understand? Could you imagine the impact? There's so many fun things they can do story-wise. And speaking story-wise, even within comics here, I want to just highlight this. Avengers Forever. When I saw he came out with the multiple dooms there, and obviously maybe I don't know if they were intentionally doing it to cover him, hide him, right? To make the grand reveal. But if you read Avengers Forever, and again, Jason Aaron, I can't stress it enough. Yeah, man, I love this because look, all dooms attack, keep the Avengers at bay while I claim the rights to all existence in the name of Doom above all. And as you can see, multiple dooms there, multiple dooms. So was it a nod to that? I don't know, but I think this is awesome. A lot of negative stuff. Yeah, negative, sure. The MCU is dead, sure. Comic movies are dead, sure. Chiapette bringing up a great point. In a span of 24 hours, this thing dominated pop culture. 212 million views on his announcement video, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, people are talking again. Is this a shot in the arm that the MCU needs? Sure. Call it whatever you want. I know a lot of people were saying this is the easy route, right, for Marvel. Like, oh, they went the easy route. They just got somebody who was already, established within the MCU and they went the easy route. You really want to talk easy route? They could have just brought him back as Iron Man. That's the fucking easy route. This is a huge swerve, like complete huge swerve. They just went from Kang, all of that stuff, and hit us with this, which is totally left field. I don't think anybody saw this coming, right? Now, I know there were rumors a few days prior to the announcement, but they're actually moving forward with this. So, no, this is not easy. I think they're going to have to put together some kind of massive story in order to make this play out. And I think they have those plans lined up. Like I said, the Russos must have known this long before. In fact, I think it was I don't know if it was the director on the Fantastic Four or somebody had said that they knew about this for quite some time, and the fact that they had to keep it hush, was rather difficult. But just to give you an idea, this has been in play for them for a little while. This is not like they just we want to change shit up out of the blue, right? They had to pivot with the Jonathan Majors stuff.
Yeah, dude, I actually like all the points that you've made. I don't know if it's necessarily a cash grab. I think, like I agree with it wasn't the easy route because, yeah, the easy route would have been just put him in the Iron Man suit and there we go. He's back. Oh, this is from 876_5, like whatever. But yeah, it's going to be interesting what it is. It's fun because ever since the news broke, like you see different books pop and people talking about story, like, with that one with Avengers Forever 5, right? Like there's just so many ways that they could go, or we think they're going to go. And that's just going to be the fun until 2026, right? How they use them and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's, it's eventually going to happen where his Doom character is going to meet a variant or something of Iron Man. It just has to happen because you're not going to bring him back and do that. I think the fans are going to be, furious. But again, they're listening to the fans. We wanted new stories and new characters. What do? Okay, well, Iron Man's going to sacrifice. We're going to do this and we're going to give you new characters. Okay, the new characters suck. We need the old school. We need the OGs. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. So, I don't know what to say. Maybe we should start saying, hey, give us money. Or like make movies cheaper, make the popcorn cheaper, things like that. I don't know, but we're getting what we want. So let's see.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's funny because you go back to when Robert Downey Jr. was casted as Iron Man. And I remember there was a lot of people.
Yeah, everybody hated it.
They hated it. Now we're kind of reliving that in a different manner now when it comes to the casting, when it comes to Dr. Doom. Guys, the way I see it, the guy who kicked off the MCU, in my opinion, sacrificed himself to save the MCU, and now is going to be the guy who has to bring everybody together in Secret Wars, I think that is pretty massive alone. That's just my opinion. I hope we get more of an idea relatively soon as to whether he's going to be playing Victor Von Doom. Is he Tony Stark mind swap, kind of like I said within Earth 11029? There's many routes they can go, but clearly with the multiverse stuff, nothing is off the table. And we learned that specifically with Deadpool. I'm not going to go into detail, but yes, anything is possible. So I think this is good. And I think if you were hoping to get Doctor Doom after Secret Wars, then I do not obviously see Robert Downey Jr. continuing, right? This would be a totally different Doctor Doom. Will we see an actual Victor Von Doom, pop up into this? I don't know. Will we get two different Doctor Dooms? I have no idea. We'll see. But this is massive news. I am excited for this. There is just a lot to take in, though, because we've gotten so accustomed to seeing him as Iron Man.
Gee, I also think it's like, again, I didn't have sound on the video for the Fantastic Four or anything like that, but like you would assume in the Fantastic Four we would get like a Doom, a version of Doom, right? Yeah. So like, is it going to be Downey? Is it going to be a different person? So right off the bat, you already know, okay, we're obviously going to get two different ones, because you can't obviously start the Fantastic, like in that clip. I mean, you see them going to space. So, like Doom's going to have to be around at some point. So
I'm happy, NEWBIE, I'm happy you bring that up, because realistically, the way I see things is Fantastic Four is dropping next year, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have to announce this. They did not have to announce this, but they did. Now, this is going to give a ton of energy back to the MCU for sure, but I think it's intentional. It's definitely intentional, because if they're gonna build him the same way they did Thanos, you're gonna get those small little clips, maybe in a post-credit scene and so forth, until we get to Avengers Doomsday.
I just think people also have to like maybe Google how old Robert Downey Jr. is. I mean, even in this video, like he's an older guy. He's not a young guy. He's not going to be doing all those action things. So like, I don't know how long as well, right? So I think it makes sense for both parties, Marvel and Robert Downey Jr., but definitely exciting. And just the what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Like, I find it funny and like good reasons and bad when I see books like all day today and yesterday, like, oh, this is the one that they're going to do. It's like, how do you know? But then you start thinking like, maybe they could go that route. Like, that's the fun part about like all of this. So I hope it's fun for people. 100%. Also, you should have been watching my spec show like years ago. It's on.
It will be funny if they go the God Emperor Doom route, because obviously, like you said, Marvel Jesus, you get this. So yeah, man, look, I'm excited. I hope it's going to be one of those situations, kind of like I said with the Earth 11029, where you have the mind swap. So it's Victor Von Doom's mind in Tony Stark's body, and that plays out in a pretty heavy way if you do read it. So yeah, it could go that route. Maybe they are going to be sticking very close to the Hickman run, so we'll probably see shades of the Secret Wars original run, the Marvel superhero stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, with the symbiote is within the MCU. I want to see, Spidey get it, and so much stuff that I'm anticipating, looking forward to. So yeah,
two things I just want to finish on. RP, what's up, man? How you doing, man? I miss you. Hope everything's doing good, man. I hope to see you soon. Let's connect. But yes, this is like one of the things I wanted to touch on is like, let's be honest. Like, if people complain, they're gonna go watch it anyway. They complained about She-Hulk. Guess what? They watched She-Hulk. The Star Wars. They complained about that. They watched every week, right? So like, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought on the first thing I was gonna say. Damn it! I had like a really good point. I was like, oh,
well,
it would come to me, but whatever. Yeah.
You think about it, do it in a YouTube short, because guys, that was the show. I can keep on going regarding Secret Wars, Doomsday, and Robert Downey Jr. I have so much to say, but I think we've said enough for now. We'll see how things play out in the upcoming weeks and months as we build up towards those. But for now, Newbie, talk to us, sir, because you have been coming on, and I appreciate you coming on. I know you have a very busy schedule. And I thank you so much for being tonight's guest, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. So hour 3 of this show is actually going to kick off on Apple TV, so go check us out there. BC is not going to be on it. It's just going to be me talking to just a picture that I drew of BC. But no, thanks for having me, man. I always appreciate hanging out and talking to everybody. I think everybody thinks I'm homeless or dead. So
Yeah.
I'm not. I just haven't shaved in 2 days, and you know, I'm rocking my Lord shirt, you know. But
he's not homeless, but he has a fantastic Airbnb for tonight. So congratulations.
Yeah. But no, man, this is always fun, dude. I love it. I love you know, talking. Thank God I didn't get canceled. Cliff, big shout out to you, man. I haven't forgotten. So when you want to have me on the show, let me know. Monday or Wednesday. Wednesday works a little bit better for me. You know that. So just let me know. And yeah, man, I don't bite. So if anyone wants to chat, just send me a message. We can talk shop all day. Sneakers, cards, sports, comics, you name it. I got it. So yeah. But again, man, thanks again, dude. I love chatting with you.
Likewise, Derek reminding us that the Olympics are taking place. I completely forgot. But guys, chat, appreciate you. I want to give you a heads up. I mentioned it last week. I'm going to say it for the last time just this week. I'm going to have my show next Sunday. Of course, weekly comic wrap-up goes with episode 56. But this Thursday, I'm going to be on the Covrprice Shakers. If you're watching this show, I highly encourage you guys to come on Thursday. There's going to be a small little announcement regarding myself and that. So looking forward to that. And guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to share more information. That's all I'm going to say. So appreciate you all. Appreciate the chat. Guys, the countdown to Terrificon is on. We're just a few weeks away. Newbie, myself, we're going to be hanging out. We're actually rooming together, which I'm scared shitless for. But I look forward to meeting everybody there. I know some of you in the chat were just here. Guys, if you're catching the replay, let us know what you thought about all this fun stuff, especially when it comes to the Robert Downey Jr. casting. And of course, yeah, that's pretty much it. So guys, I will see you Thursday on Covrprice and next Sunday back over here. Until then, have yourselves a great week and I will see ya.
Adios.
Peace.